Humanitarian and actor Richard Gere was born on August 31, 1949 in Philadelphia, the second of 5 children of Doris Anna, Tiffany, a homemaker, and Homer George Gere, an insurance salesman, both Mayflower descendants. Richard started early as a musician, playing a number of instruments in high school and writing music for high school productions. He graduated from North Syracuse Central High School in 1967 and won a gymnastics scholarship to the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, where he majored in philosophy. He left college after 2 years to pursue acting, landing a lead role in the London production of the rock musical Grease in 1973. The following year, he would be in other plays such as Taming of the Shrew. On screen, he had a few roles and gained recognition in Mr. Goodbar, 1977. Off-screen, he spent 1978 meeting Tibetans when he traveled to Nepal, where he spoke to many monks and lamas. Returning to the US on Broadway, he portrayed a concentration camp prisoner in Bent, for which he received the 1980 Theatre World Award. Back in Hollywood, he played the title role in American Gigolo 1980, establishing himself as a major star. This status was reaffirmed by An Officer and a Gentleman, 1982. In the early 1980s, Richard went to Honduras, Nicaragua, and El Salvador, amidst ongoing wars and political violence. He traveled with a doctor and visited refugee camps. It is said that Richard was romantically linked with Tuesday Weld, Priscilla Presley, Barbra Streisand, and Kim Basinger. His early career was defined by a series of roles that showcased his intensity and depth. In the 1970s, he began to gain notice with supporting parts in films like Looking for Mr. Goodbar, but it was his leading role in American Gigolo in 1980 that truly catapulted him into the spotlight. With his striking looks and enigmatic presence, Gere became an icon almost overnight, setting the tone for a career that would blend mainstream appeal with nuanced performances. In 1990, Richard teamed up with Julia Roberts to star in the blockbuster Pretty Woman, 1990. His cool reserve was the perfect complement to Julia's bubbling enthusiasm. The film captured the nation's heart and won the People's Choice Award for Best Movie. Fans clamored for years for a sequel, or at least another pairing of Julia and Richard. They got that with Runaway Bride, 1999, which was a runaway success. Richard got 12 million. Julia made 17 million. The box office was 152 million, which shows what happens when you give the public what it wants. Off-screen, Richard and Cindy Crawford got married on December 12, 1991. They were divorced in 1995. Afterwards, Richard started dating actress Carrie Lowell. They had a son, Homer James Jigme Gere, on February 6, 2000. Richard was picked by People magazine as one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world in 1991 and as their sexiest man alive in 1999. He is an accomplished pianist and music writer. Above all, Richard is a humanitarian. He's a founding member of Tibet House, a non-profit organization dedicated to the preservation of Tibetan culture. He has been an active supporter of Survival International for several years, a worldwide organization supporting tribal peoples, affirming their right to decide their own future, and helping them protect their lives, lands, and human rights. These tribes are global, including the natives of the Amazon, the Maasai of East Africa, the Wichi of Argentina, and others. In 1994, Richard went to London to open Harrods Sale, donating his £50,000 appearance fee to Survival. He has been prominent in their charity advertising campaigns. Gere had on-again, off-again relationships with actress Penelope Milford from 1971 to 1978 and painter Sylvia Martins from 1978 to 1986. During those years, he was also sporadically linked with Tuesday Weld, Carol Mallory, Dawn Steele, Laurie Rodkin, Barbara Carrera, and Barbra Streisand. It was suggested that Gere had affairs with Priscilla Presley and Kim Basinger in tell-all books written by Presley's ex-boyfriend, Michael Edwards, and Basinger's ex-husband, Ron Snyder. Gere has also reportedly dated models Laura Bailey, Tina Chow, Dalila De Lazaro, and Padma Lakshmi. He was married to model Cindy Crawford from 1991 to 1995. In November 2002, Gere married model and actress Kerry Lowell. They have a son, Homer James Jigme Gere, who was born in February 2000 and is named for his grandfathers as well as the Tibetan name Jigme. In September 2013, the two separated after 11 years of marriage. They spent 3 years in highly contested divorce proceedings in New York County Supreme Court. The case was settled in October 2016. In early April 2018, Gere married Spanish activist Alejandra Silva. In August 2018, they announced that they were expecting their first child. Their son was born in February 2019. In April 2020, the birth of their second son was reported. Gere's interest in Buddhism began when he was in his 20s. Gere first studied Zen Buddhism under Kyozan Joshu Sasaki. After studying Zen for 5 or 6 years, and he and Brazilian painter Sylvia Martins traveled in 1978 to Nepal, where Gere met many Tibetan monks and lamas. He then met the 14th Dalai Lama in India and became a practicing Tibetan Buddhist, specifically of the Gelugpa school, and an active supporter of the Dalai Lama. In February 2023, Gere was diagnosed and hospitalized with pneumonia during a family vacation in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. It was reported by his wife that he had fully recovered from his illness. Gere has often been included on lists of famous vegetarians. However, his status as a vegetarian is disputed. His legacy is not just one of box office success or critical acclaim, but of a life lived with purpose. Through his films, his activism, and his personal journey, Gere has shown that true success lies in the willingness to grow, to give back, and to remain open to love in all its forms. As he continues to act, produce, and advocate, Richard Gere stands as a symbol of Hollywood's enduring allure and its capacity for transformation. His partnership with Alejandra Silva adds a new chapter to his story, one defined by partnership, family, and a deep commitment to making the world a better place. Together, they exemplify how shared values and mutual respect can bridge any divide, inspiring others to seek out connection and meaning in their own lives. In the ever-evolving landscape of Hollywood, Richard Gere's career and personal journey remind us that true greatness is measured not just by fame or fortune, but by the impact one has on the world and the lives of those they love. Through his work, his advocacy, and his enduring relationship with Alejandra Silva, Gere continues to leave a lasting impression, one marked by grace, empathy, and an unwavering dedication to both his craft and his convictions. Richard Gere's story isn't over yet. We'll dive deeper into that in a future video, so don't miss it. There's so much more to uncover about Richard Gere, but that's a story for another time. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. While there's much more to say about Richard Gere, we'll leave that for a future episode. Thanks for watching.